Okay, so having a routine is something that is really, really important. If we're going to be sustainable and consistent with our health routine, our routine with going to work and coming home, with getting a balance right, with keeping a stable mental well-being, it's great to get in a good routine. But the thing is we get distracted, we get put off, we get knocked off course. And I just want to go through some of the areas that we can think about. So I've just used this example as a school run in the morning and a typical routine and where it might go wrong, and then we put it into a scenario of a healthy routine that you may go through in some of the reasons you may get thrown off. So let's say, and this is based on when I used to take my kids to junior school when they actually wanted to know me. So up at 7 a.m. and make sure that I've done my golden hour, I'm in control, I'm done. They're up at 7. We come straight back down. In between here, we just make sure that they have breakfast, they wake up, the grumpy kids that they are. 7:30, it's time to get changed, it's time for teeth, it's time for them to make their packed lunch. That gives them a 20-minute window to make sure that they are good to go. Close down the house, making sure that the back door's locked, making sure that nothing's on, all right? Making sure that the TV is off, making sure all the doors are shut, all the lights are off, yada, yada, yada. Boom, we come up to 8 o'clock and we leave the house. Okay, we then drop off at 8:15, bang, and then we go off to do whatever we need to do next. Okay, routines can often fail. There could be a number of things that could cause this. So, 7 a.m. Let's say the kids decide to lie into 7:10. Okay, straight away, that's knocked off 10 minutes of their time. They're a little bit off of their time and they're flustered. Their breakfast then runs over and that comes down to 7:40. Okay. What ends up happening here is that already we're a little bit late, so you are stressed as an individual, so they are stressed now as kids, all right? Now they're rushing around and they're getting annoyed and they just don't want to move for you. So the routine is all out. There is distraction, there is stress, there is overwhelm, there is frustration, there is anxiety, just because of 10 minutes sleeping in from the kids. Okay, we then look at the packed lunch. Maybe there's nothing in there for packed lunch, so then you have to find money for school dinners, and that's even more stress. We then end up getting to 8 o'clock. Okay, so we're leaving at 8. We've been flustered, we've been rushed. Half of the lights in the house have been left on. The kids' TV's been left on. You've left the back door open. You're not really comfortable about that the house has been fully closed down, but you've got to get the kids to school in time for 8:15. So we bring them around to here to 8:15. Once you've finished here, you then, instead of going on to work to be productive or go and do whatever you do, you then got to come back home to check the house and make sure the back door's shut, make sure the lights are off, make sure the house is closed down, otherwise it's going to play on your mind all day. Now, just by missing that deadline by 10 minutes, that's created a whole lot of stress and frustration between 7:10 and 8 o'clock. All right, so that routine has already been blown out the window. And now the rest of your day is going to be a little bit like stressed. You're going to feel a little bit anxious, tense. That's just because we haven't followed up and made sure that the kids got up at 7. Now let's put that into an example for fitness. Okay, we're going to put this in a routine of, the average guy, right? This is not going to be right for everybody, but let's just use this as an example. So let's say you wake up at 5:30. You do your golden hour between 5:30 and 6:30. So you get your workout in here, you do your mindset stuff, you get yourself ready for the day, right? You then are away, you leave at 7, you kind of get yourself ready for work, and you're leaving in a good mood because you worked out, you've concentrated some time on yourself, headspace, you're in a good place. Bang, we leave. We get to work at 8, great day at work, coming right round to 8, in between this time, we're in a little bit more control because we've managed to get our personal development in the morning and our workouts. We come home, we do half an hour PD, personal development. So just getting the transition right from 5 to 5:30 so that we are purging the work mode and going into dad mode and husband mode. So that might be daily reflection, it might be mobility, it might be a walk, it might be a podcast. It's something just to transition the mindset, which I've done in one of my earlier videos. Then 5:30 to 7 is kids time, phone away, bang. And then kids to bed at 7, and then wifey time, and if you're lucky, you might get some at 9. All right, and that is a nice routine. Where it goes wrong, where that routine breaks down is, when we snooze. Oh, just want that beep, beep, just want that extra 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So we end up waking up at 6:30. Okay, you need to leave at 7, so you've only left yourself half an hour, so you're not going to get anything done. So all you're going to do between 6:30 and 7 is you're only going to be able to get changed, grab yourself some breakfast, and hopefully get out the door. So when you leave here, you are feeling already disappointed with yourself, a little bit frustrated and angry that you pressed snooze. You kind of failed at the first hurdle, and that's hard to take. And that happens, but it's really hard to take. You're going to take that mood in with you. So this will all be the same. This is all going to be the same, but you are going to be frustrated. Why? Because you didn't get your workout in. Now you're under pressure to get that workout in somewhere here. And you think to yourself, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to come home and I'm going to get my workout done here. The reality is that because your mindset is already on a negative way of thinking, you say to yourself, fuck the workout, okay, I don't feel like it today, it's been a shit day, and then you grab a beer. So now PD has gone and golden hour has gone. And we end up coming back into here. Unless you're really good, unless you're disciplined, you've got a great coach, like the dad's coach, just saying. And he makes sure that you don't do that. But this is just in common themes if you're not being coached, if you're not in some form of structure. You end up having a beer. You're then having another beer. Okay. Yeah, the kids, you're there, but they can see you drinking. You maybe you're on your phone looking at social media, looking at every fit guy and everyone who kind of thinks they got it and going, oh, wanker, wanker, wanker. You know the score. Getting buried into social media, not being present at home. Kids go to bed. And then really, this time here, you end up frustrated and snappy because you didn't get your daily routine in. Now that could be an extreme point of view, it could relate to you, but it's certainly happened for a lot of people that I've worked with. And as soon as one thing gets distracted, we lose routine. And guess what? You wake up the next morning and you think, bollocks to it, fuck it, I'm going self-sabotage, and you end up going back into a rut. And that's how you end up falling out of the routine. And it could be something as simple as looking at your pattern here and going, oh my God, look, so that snooze has been causing me the issue. Okay, that I keep snoozing. This is the origin of the problem. This is why, like, the whole dimension of my routine has shifted and my mindset to go with it. So it's looking a lot deeper into the problem, okay? And it's because we're struggling in the morning. So maybe if we set the alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, we could then just do 6 till 7, all right, and then slowly work our way back to 5:30 and slowly just increment every 10 minutes every time, all right, rather than if we're struggling to get up at 5:30, or we could just man the fuck up and get up, all right, one of the two. So I just want to talk about that routine, how one little act can shift the whole dimension.